Hello students, in this video we are going to study the short answer type questions, scientific reasons and descriptive type question answers for chapter 3. The chapter name is Fiber to Fabric, class 7, subject Science NCERT. In the previous videos we had seen the textbook solution of this chapter and short exercise for this chapter. So now in this video, let me start with the short answer type questions. The question 1 in that is, answer the following questions in short. First question, give a brief account about wool producing animals. That means you have to write the animals from which we are getting wool and which kind of wool we are getting from that animals and in which areas these animals are found. So wool is obtained from sheep, goat, yak and camel. Mainly wool of sheep is used more. Some breeds of sheep possesses only fine underhair, that means thin underhair, and such breeds of sheep are rare to obtain wool. People are rearing this kind of sheep to obtain the wool, and mainly we are getting the wool from the sheep. Other than sheep, goat, yak and camel also give us wool. Yak wool is common in Tibet and Ladakh. Angora wool is obtained from Angora goats, which is found in the hilly regions such as Jammu and Kashmir. The wool obtained from Kashmiri goat is soft and of good quality. The thin, soft pashmina shawls are woven from this kind of wool, which we are getting from Kashmiri goat. The fur, or you can say hair, on the body of camels is also used as wool. An example is given to you that llama and alpaca that are mainly found in South America, they also yield wool. People are obtaining the wool from these animals also. The next question is, how are selection of sheep done to obtain good quality of wool? So some breeds of sheep possesses only fine underhair. Their parents are specially chosen to give the birth to sheep which have only soft underhair. And this process of selecting parents for obtaining better wool, or you can say special characteristics in their offspring or in their children, such as soft underhair in sheep, and that process is known as selective breeding. So this is how we are choosing the sheeps, or we are selecting the sheeps to obtain the good quality wool. The third question is, mention the Indian breeds of sheep, its quality of wool and state where it is found. So first name of breed is Lohi. It gives good quality wool and it is mainly found in Rajasthan and Punjab. The next is Rampur Busher. It gives brown fleece or brown fur and it is mainly found in Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. The next is Nali. It gives carpet wool or wool from which we are making carpet and it is mainly found in Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. The next is Bakharwal. It gives wool to make these shawls of woolen shawls and it is mainly found in Jammu and Kashmir. The next is Marwari. It gives coarse wool, that means thick wool, and it is mainly found in Gujarat. Next is Patanwadi. So it gives wool and we are using that wool to make the hosiery and it is mainly found in Gujarat. The next question is, what type of food is given to sheep rearing for wool? So sheep are herbivores and they eat grass and leaves of the plants. And apart from this grazing, sheep rearers also feed them a mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, oil cakes and minerals. And in winter, sheep are kept indoor and fed on leaves, grain and dry fodder, which they had made earlier. So this is what on which sheep are fed on. The next is, mention the steps of the process from removing of hair from the body of sheep to obtain woolen thread. or mention the steps of processing fibers into wool. So here these steps are given to you. The steps of processing fibers into wool are as follow. First in that is shearing, next is coring, next third step is sorting, fourth step drying, then after fifth number dyeing, and last is spinning. Next question, explain the process of shearing. So the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. First we are removing fur with a thin layer of skin from the body of the sheep, and this process is called shearing. And for that, machines similar to those used by barbers are used to shave off hair of the sheep, and usually hair are removed during the hot weather so they can survive in the winter seasons, and they will not find any difficulty in the summer season. This enables sheep to survive without their protective coat of hair, and shearing does not hurt the sheep because the uppermost layer of the skin is dead, and within some days the hair of the sheep grow again. So by this process sheep will not get any problem or sheep will not hurt. The next question is, how does silkworm prepare silk thread, and explain that process. So silkworm, or you can say caterpillar, grow in size and enter the next stage of its life history, and that stage is known as pupa. And it first weaves a net to hold itself, and then it swings its head from side to side or left to right, and in the form of figure of 8. And during this moment, the head of the caterpillar that secretes, or you can say release, fibers which is made up of protein, which hardens on the exposure to the air. When it comes in the contact with air, it gets hardened and becomes silk fiber. So soon the caterpillar completely covers itself and turns into pupa, and this covering is known as cocoon. So from this cocoon, silk threads are obtained. The next question is, identify and label the diagram showing the stages of life history of silk moth and write the correct sequence of this stage. So first, in the first picture it is shown to you the eggs on the mulberry leaves. This one shows the eggs on the mulberry leaves. The second picture shows the cocoon. Third one shows cocoon with developing moth inside. The next is silk moth, and last picture shows the caterpillar or silkworm. So now let me see the correct order for this. So first it's a egg, then after from egg caterpillar comes out, then after it converts into the next stage, that is you can say cocoon or pupa, and then after silkworm is there, silk moth. The next question is, mention the smell of burning of pure silk, wool and artificial silk each. So pure silk and wool are made of protein like our hair. So smell of the burning is similar to the smell of burning hair. Whereas artificial silk is a synthetic fiber like as the plastic. So when you burn this artificial silk, the smell of the burning is similar to the smell of the burning of plastic. The next question, how are silk threads obtained from cocoon? So silkworms spin the fibers around their body during the stage of pupa and forms cocoon. A pile of cocoons or large amount of cocoon is used for obtaining silk fibers. The cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled, or you can say exposed to the steam. That means you have to give them the hot weather. So these silk fibers separate out, and the process of this taking out threads from the cocoon for the use as silk is called reeling of the silk or reeling the silk. And reeling is done in the special machines which unwind the threads of the silk from the cocoon. So this is how we are getting threads, silk threads from the cocoon. Now the next question is, explain giving scientific reasons. These all questions can be asked in 2 marks. So first question in that is, hair of sheep are removed during the hot weather to obtain wool. Why we are removing that in the hot weather? So hair of sheep keeps them warm in cold season. And if hair of sheep are removed in the winter, then they do not get protection against the cold. And in hot weather, sheep are able to survive without their protecting coat of hair. So that's why we are removing their hair during the hot weather season. The next reason is, the cocoons are kept in boiling water to obtain silk threads. Why we are keeping that in the boiling water? So the caterpillar of silk moth completely covers itself by the silk fibers and turn into pupa, and this covering is known as the cocoon. So the further development of the pupa into moth continues inside this cocoon, and silk moth comes out by cutting the silk fibers. So therefore silk moth form from pupa, and cocoons are kept in boiling water to obtain silk threads. So this is why we are keeping these cocoons in the boiling water. Now next, let me see the descriptive type question answer for this chapter. In that first question, answer the following questions in detail. Question 1, describe the various steps used in the process of obtaining wool from fleece of sheep. So the various steps that are used in the process for obtaining wool is as follows. So first one is shearing. In this step, the process by which the fleece of sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body, and this process is known as shearing. And for that, hair cutting machines which barbers are usually used, that machines are used. The next step in this process is scoring. So the sheared skin with the hair is thoroughly washed in the tanks to remove the grease, dirt and dust, and this process is known as scoring. And nowadays scoring is done by the machines. The next step is sorting. So after scoring, sorting is done and the hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are sorted or classified, the different textures, different kinds of the threads or hairs. The next process is drying. So the small fluffy fibers called burrs are picked out from the hairs and the fibers are scored again and dried. And this is the wool ready to be drawn into fibers. Then after you can make the fibers from the wool. After drying, the next step is dyeing. So in this process, the natural fleece or hair of the sheep and goats is black, brown or white. So the fibers can be dyed or colored in various colors. We are coloring in this process. The next is rolling and spinning. So the fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn, or you can say thread, and the longer fibers are made into wool. For sweaters, and shorter fibers are spun into and woven into the woolen clothes to make the woolen clothes. Short fibers are used for the making of woolen clothes and long fibers are used for making sweaters. Here in the picture, these steps are shown to you. First one is shearing, then after scoring process, sorting process, then after drying of this hair, then dyeing or coloring process, then after spinning process, and this is how we are getting the cloth which is made up of wool. The next question is, explain how are silk threads and silk fabrics obtained by rearing silkworms. So a female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time, and the eggs are stored carefully on strips of cloth or paper and sold to silkworm farmers. Silkworm farmers buy that silk moth eggs. So the silkworm farmer keeps the eggs under the hygienic condition and under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity, that means moisture, and the eggs are warmed to a suitable temperature for the larva to hatch from the eggs. To hatch larvae from the eggs, it gives the suitable temperatures. And this is done when mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. And the larvae, called caterpillars or silkworms, they eat day and night and increase enormously or continuously in this size. And the larvae are kept in clean bamboo trays along with the freshly chopped mulberry leaves. They are feeding on the freshly chopped or cut mulberry leaves. And after 25 to 30 days, the caterpillars stop eating and move to a tiny chamber in this bamboo tray to spin cocoons. And small rags or twigs that are provided in the trays to which this cocoon gets attached. Then pile of cocoons is used for obtaining silk fibers. That means large amount of cocoons are used to obtain the silk fiber, and the cocoons are kept under the sun, or you can also boil or expose to the steam. In short, we have to give them a high temperature or heat. So the silk fibers are separated out, and with the use of special machines, the thread of silk unwind from the cocoon, and we are getting that silk threads. So silk fibers are then spun into silk threads, which are woven into silk cloth by the weavers, and we are making the different kind of dresses from this silk cloth. So this is how we are getting silk threads from the silk fabric by the process of rearing silkworms. So now here one short note is there in the next question. Write short note on the stages of life history of silk moth. So there are mainly 4 stages in the life history of silk moth. This we had already seen in the explanation, that are egg, larva, or you can say caterpillar or silkworm, pupa and silk moth. Here the picture is given to you starting from the eggs, then it hatches into the larva, then after cocoon will form and pupa will increase or make growth in the inside of the cocoon, and from that silk moth get outside from this cocoon. So now let me see these steps. The first one is egg. So this is the first stage of life history of silk moth, and the female silk moth lays eggs on the leaves of mulberry tree. The next stage is larva. So incubated egg hatch out larva is called caterpillar or silkworm. At the suitable conditions, these eggs hatch out and in the larva, and that is known as the caterpillar or silkworm. And it stops eating after eating leaves of mulberry up to 25 to 30 days, and it becomes dormant, that means inactive. The next stage is pupa. So now caterpillars enter the third stage of its life history, and that is known as pupa, and it first weaves a net to hold itself, and then after it swings its head from side to side, and it form in the figure of 8, English figure 8. So during this movement of the head, caterpillar secretes or releases fiber, which is made up of protein, and this fiber gets hardened on the exposure to air. That means when this fiber comes in contact with the air, it becomes hardened and becomes silk fiber, and soon the caterpillar completely covers itself by the silk fiber and it turns into pupa, and this covering is known as cocoon. The next stage is silk moth. So the further development of the pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon, and finally the silk moth comes out by breaking the cocoon. So these are the different stages of life history of the silk moth. So here the exercise of our this chapter 3, that is fiber to fabric, gets over. In the next video we will start the new chapter. Thank you.